As Hong Kong enters day 2 of massive pro-democracy protests, the business community has largely been opposed to massive civil disobedience. Well, that is, except for one group. They're known as the business and finance professionals in support of Occupy Central. Joining me now is the group's founder, Ed Chin. Good to see you, Ed.
How are you, Deborah?
Good, thanks. Okay, you are basically a minority among business and finance professionals. Why did you feel the need to come out and support Occupy Central?
Well, the group, we have around 80 members, people who are in the regulatory bodies, people who are MDs of different investment banks, in hedge funds, long funds, brokers, from very senior people to people who just joined the industry quite recently. But in unity, we think that Hong Kong needs a true democracy, and Hong Kong needs more transparency in its businesses, in the publicly listed companies, and also companies that are not listed. Now, more important is Hong Kong needs a fair play, fair competition. Hong Kong currently is run by what I call the last stand ruling class. You could imagine if 0.01% of the Hong Kong population, 700 families who control all the media, your electricity, your real estate, and it is actually their fight with the princelings, the new princelings from mainland China. But that leaves the 99.99% of the Hong Kong population, the you and me of Hong Kong, having an even tougher time for upward mobility. That's the problem.
Okay, well, we've heard a lot of those tycoons, so to speak, be quite outspoken against Occupy Central, saying it will do more damage to Hong Kong for the sake of stability. So what is your opinion of that? I mean, the business, the whole mantra from a lot of the top business professionals in this town seems to be, it's all about stability.
Well, of course they have to say that because they all have business interests in mainland China, and then they have all these different funny titles that's bestowed to them from mainland, right? But think about it, if the people, the normal people, don't really have freedom, and if they do not have fair play, fair competition is very important. Now think about if someone who has a very good education from the US, Canada, or Europe, after 10, 20 years of trying to work up the corporate ladder, if they are not entrepreneurial enough to be their own business person, be an entrepreneur, they are still stuck in middle management, and they have to do a lot of kowtowing. And then if the very top, is run by what I call the people with guanxi, and then that's not good. But what we are also seeing too, Hong Kong is getting more and more corrupt in the sense that this corruptness, this culture from Beijing, it's really killing the city.
Okay, and your group wrote an open letter to President Xi Jinping calling for democracy in Hong Kong. What do you make of how the protests have grown here in the last day here in Hong Kong? I mean, civil disobedience has occurred. There's been tear gas, pepper spray fired at protesters. What is your reaction to all of that?
I condemn the Hong Kong police and also Beijing, the liaison office especially. They are masterminding this together with the, like it's a pro-Beijing government now, and then, using a brute force against civilians, it's not okay. Definitely it should be condemned. We published a letter, also actually a statement to Xi 2 weeks ago, appearing on the New York Times and also Wall Street Journal, stating that President Xi, please give us true democracy. The whole world is watching. Okay. Don't stage a Tiananmen crackdown. Okay,
and is there a point though when you would say, okay, enough disruption, it's enough? I mean, should these protests last a long time, more than just a couple of days, is there a point where you would say, okay, this has become too destructive to the productivity of Hong Kong?
I look at the Taiwan protest, which lasts for a few weeks. The Taiwanese university students, they were very concerned about China's invisible hand of reaching into all aspects of their lives. The protest lasted for a few weeks. The TAIEX index went up almost 2%. So it's becoming international news too. But for Hong Kong, I think what is important is the chief executive come out and talk to, have a dialogue with people of Hong Kong, not using just the internet to publish a pre-proofread statement. It's very important. If he cannot do that, I think he should resign, because just like take a look at all the pro-democratic presidents, which they have town hall. If you work for an investment bank, you have a 360 dialogue. People who are very junior could challenge people who are like a CEO of a company. You know, like this is what I call a healthy dialogue. Now it seems like that CY Leung is acting more like a communist party member, more than a chief executive who's representing Hong Kong.
Okay, Ed Chin, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.